Dexterto reports, and this is where I found it, the clash stemmed from an earlier run-in where Stu believed Jackson's appearance was part of the show. Now, it looks like we get a little update, and it looks like Raja Jackson, if you guys remember about the wrestling thing that happened a few weeks ago, and it was initially on Kick, and that's Rampage Jackson's son, who just beat the living daylights out of this guy, and he was not prepared. But it looks like we get a little bit into the story, and we now know that Mr. Jackson has been arrested. So Raja Jackson arrested nearly a month after allegedly assaulting pro wrestling live on Kickstream. Police have taken Kick streamer Raja Jackson. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. No, wait, why would I care? He's a son of a bitch. The son of UFC legend Rampage Jackson into custody after he attacked a pro wrestler during a live event, sending the victim to the hospital. According to TMZ, Jackson was arrested on September 18th, almost a full month after the altercation. Wow, I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. Man, the internet just goes fast. The outlets report that Raja was booked on a felony charge and is still behind bars on a $50,000 bond. On August 23rd, Jackson stormed into the ring at KnockX Pro Wrestling Academy while streaming on Kick and repeatedly punching wrestler Psycho Stu, real name Stuart Smith. The clash stemmed from an earlier run-in where Stu believed Jackson's appearance was part of the show, although the two seemed to reconcile. Promoters reportedly tried to spin it into storyline, but when Jackson entered the ring, he unleashed real punches. Now, so essentially what happened, that there was a little bit of altercation. It looks like that, the beef was dropped right there. But as much as people, outside looking in, could see, that it seemed like that the chat was amping Jackson up and like calling him a little bitch and everything for like backing down and, letting bygones be bygones like a normal person. So that riled him up, and he then went into the ring to kind of show the world how manly he is. It seems like, and that is not, dude, punching out like an innocent man, like after bygones were bygones, dude, like bitch territory. According to wrestler Douglas Mallow, Stu suffered serious facial injuries, including multiple broken bones and broken teeth. At the time, LAPD confirmed they received a 9 p.m. call reporting an attempted murder, but Jackson fled before the officers arrived. That's crazy. So why did it take a fucking month for this guy to get arrested? I thought he was already arrested. Like I thought we were just getting an update here, though, so I'm blind reacting to this. There are times I have heard, because I've known a few lawyers in my life, where like the cops will be like, "Don't do anything," or especially like when it's like a celebrity or something like that, or a celebrity's son. They kind of just like lay low, and they do interviews. They check up on the victim. They kind of like, okay, we're just gonna see what happened here, and then they'll arrest him later. But I've never heard of 1 month later. I've heard like a week at most, but 1 month, man, that is fucking insane. So before the brawl, Jackson told viewers it was his dream to fuck up a pro wrestler and warned he was really going to hit him. Knox K Pro condemned the act as selfish, irresponsible act of violence. Once affiliated with WWE's independent development program, the Academy has since been quietly distanced from the company. I don't know what that has anything to do with anything. A GoFundMe launched in support of Stu has raised thousands, including a $10,000 donation from YouTuber Mr. Beast. Hold on, let's take a look here. Well, how much has it raised since? Yeah, it doesn't show how much it's raised. So if there's anyone in the chat that wants to look that up real quick. Stu regained consciousness days after the attack, but was suffering from serious injuries to the face. Rampage Jackson expressed hope of shaking Stu's hand one day and asking for forgiveness, further admitting that his son went too far. Actually, let's look that up. Raja Jackson. Let's see if we can get any updates here. So this is 5 hours ago. Well, he is currently being held. Oh, even Mark Cuban and Chris Jericho even, went in on to that, GoFundMe. It still doesn't say how much it made. Mm, hold on. Let's get a little bit. Mm, it doesn't say that anyone released him on bail. Yeah, even 2 hours ago, still saying that he hasn't made bail yet. So I'm wondering if his dad is like, "No, you're gonna stay there and suffer. You fucked up. You were an asshole." And that's the lightest term that I'm gonna give you. An asshole doesn't even describe what you did. Man, I mean, this tells you a lot. Like, whenever you see celebrities' children, and you're just like, when are they gonna fuck up? Because uh, majority of the time, celebrities didn't grow up privileged. Like if you look at Chris Pratt, he didn't grow up like privileged like whatsoever. So he's just a good guy, and he's in a good family with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But even with the good families, you're like you look at the kids and you go, ah, man, I hope that kid turns out all right because like half the time we hear about some sort of celebrity's kid that does something stupid and daddy's money, bails them out of jail or they get like 1 week of community service from a DUI or some dumb stuff like that you know when if it was a regular person it'd be like nope, you're doing 2 months of community service and you're going to do road crew and all that and all that jazz. Ah, man. Mo Money may not buy happiness, but it does buy good lawyers. I will say that.